Hello, stocks used in swing trading versus day trading. In my opinion, stocks, a swing trader might have a wide variety of stocks to choose from to swing trade, from small cap stocks to large cap stocks. Day traders, in average, or at least beginner day traders, will focus more on penny stocks, and that is just my opinion though, so please feel free to disagree with me if you day trade and add your input to my theory here. We are going to take an example of LMT, which is a large cap stocks, and today is March 21, 2026. If we analyze LMT, for instance, using maximum daily chart, the one LMT is a large cap stocks, a growth stocks, and the dollar amount per share is high. A day trader is trading within a day, is buying and selling stocks within a day, therefore is using shorter time frame like minute charts, hours chart to do chart analysis. As a swing trader, I use daily chart to do my chart analysis. So that means every single bar on my chart here is a day fluctuation. And if we pick yesterday, March 2026, for instance, we have this bar here, and it closed at this price. We have the price on the y-axis from $0 up, and the date on the x-axis from the past to the present, and it opened at the top here, the corresponding price, and that's why this bar is red. It pulled back that day. The price at the end of the day was lower than the price in the morning, so the price fluctuated between 636, for instance, to 627, for instance. But at some point during the day, it went this low and it went this high. Those are the candlestick on the top and bottom, the wick on the top and bottom of the bar, or the candlestick bar. So as a day trader that is using a shorter time frame than a day, will see all those fluctuations during the day on the chart. And because the price varies from 638 to 622, that is about, let's just say, $5 difference there, without taking the cents into consideration or the decimal point into consideration. $5 difference there just in one day. So a day trader will, in my opinion, will focus more on stocks that are more volatile, that the bar, this daily bar will be more longer. You see this, for instance, here. Will prefer stocks that can have more volatility in it, which will show up on a daily chart like a bigger bar crossing multiple price, for instance. That gives more opportunity to a day traders to buy and sell during the day and make a significant profit. And with that in mind, I will say that a day trader will, because they are buying and selling within one day, the volume will be what they will capitalize on. So having a lot of money to buy stocks per many share per trade will be one of things that they will do as well, because they are going to buy and sell within a day. They are now using time. They are not leaning on time here. So therefore, buying a lot of shares, they'll be able to make more profit. For instance, for this LMT, if the price vary within a day, $5 within a day, if you buy one share, let's say you end up buying it, at the lowest price, for instance, during the day, and sell it at the highest price, for instance, you make $5 per share there. If you purchase one share, you made $5. So $5 is a lot of money, but at the same time, it's not a lot of money. So for the time you put in watching the chart and all that, you wanted to make more than $5. So therefore, buying more shares will be where you'll be able to make more of the money. So that $5, for instance, if you purchase 100 share, that will be $500. But then 100 share times, let's just say, is the lowest was like what, 622. I'm just looking there, 622, for instance. So times 622, and that is 62,000 that you will spend to buy 100 share of this stock, for instance. And then if it goes up like $5 per share, then 5 times 100 will give you 500. So that 500 divided by 62,200 times 100, you make 0.8% a day on this trade. So as a day trader, if you are a day trader, I don't know if that's a good return. So to be able to, 500, spending $62,000 per trade and make $500, is it a good return? I'm not even talking about percentage, dollar amount, $500 a day, trading $62,000. Is it a good return? I don't know, because I don't day trade. But I just feel like day traders will focus more on penny stocks, like stocks up to $5, for instance, where a small capital could buy a lot of shares. But at the same time, keep in mind that those stocks usually might fluctuate within cents, unless they are volatile, that they can fluctuate a lot. And let's just take an example that a stock costs, let's just say a stock costs $5, and is volatile enough to go from $5 to $6 in a day, for instance. And those things may not happen every day, I would think, though, but some days might happen. So $1 profit there, and I don't know if you will use this 62,000 again or not, but if we use 62,200 again divided by $5, then that can buy 12,000 share. So 12,000 share, you sell it at $6, then you will make $12,000 profit for that day. But 12,000 share is a lot of shares, so that stock should be able to have volume. So then you might want to consider that stock has a lot of volume in it for you to be able to buy a lot of share that day and be able to sell it that day as well. It could be a factor as well. But if you don't want to spend $62,000 on that stock that costs $5,000, because a lot of us may not have $62,000 when we start trading, let's say that maybe it's $5,000 you are willing to spend day trading. 5,000 divided by 5, you'll buy 1,000 share. And if you sell it at $6 per share, you make $1 profit per share. That is, before you pay the brokerage fee, of course, that is $1,000 that day, spending 5,000. Then that is 20% return for that day. I don't know how often that will happen either. So then you might have to, do search to find those stocks for the day as well. But I just feel like when it comes to day trading, stocks that does not cost a lot of dollar amount will be the type of stocks day traders will, at least beginner day traders or an average day trader will wanted to buy so that they can buy a lot of shares. That is one. Second, the stocks needs to be a stocks that fluctuates a lot within a day so that they can have a good area to be able to buy and sell and make profits. For a stock like this, that the fluctuation reflected in this bar is this short does not give a lot of room to buy and sell. Again, that's just my opinion here, but keep in mind that for those stocks that sell at a higher price, when they are fluctuating, they can actually fluctuate in dollars as well. But because their big dollar amount could be one reason why the chart is condensing them as well, that we might think is small here when actually is $5 width of the bar for one day, which for penny stocks they may not fluctuate $5 necessarily, but some risky one might. So, and that is in that sense that I will say that swing traders, the stocks they will try to swing trade will be different from stocks day traders will trade, because day trader will want to buy stocks that do not cost too high of a price per share so that they can buy a lot of shares, and they will want stocks that fluctuates wildly in a day so that they can buy and sell and have a good profit per share times the number of shares they purchase to be able to have a significant profit to make it worth their time they spend analyzing the chart during the day. When it comes to swing trader, because swing traders are using time on their advantage, they may not necessarily want to buy a lot of shares, or they might find a middle ground somewhere where a combination of time and share per trade will give them a significant return or profit on that trade. So when we are taking swing trader that are trading one swing, like this upswing of the chart for instance, buying it there in July and selling it somewhere here in October is 3 months time there, and within that 3 months we have 509 at the top here, and then we have 416 at the bottom here. So those are just examples. So if we take 509 minus 416, that is $93 gap there within 3 months. So $93, if you purchase one share at 416 and sold it 3 months later at 509, you'll have that $93 that if we divide it by 416 is giving us 22% for that 3 months as a return. That is a good return. So if we take that $93 for instance, and we say that 416, you purchase 10 share, you spend 4,001 cc to buy 10 share, that 93, then return will become 930. The return rate wise will still be that 22%, but in a dollar amount is 930. I hope my calculation is not blocked by the web cam, but yeah. So, and well, if you spend $4,000, 3 months later you made 930. In my opinion, as a swing trader, I think that's a good return. So therefore, as a swing trader, you are using time on your side, and therefore you can afford to buy those expensive stocks, knowing that they do not fluctuate too widely, but over time, especially if they are growth stocks, over time they will grow. And but being expensive stocks, they are stable stocks, reliable stocks. So since you are going to be in the trade for some months, you are choosing a stock that is somewhat reliable, that you know is still going to be there. Even though penny stocks is still going to be there for months, just like counting on them for years could be a risky move, but they'll be there for months at least. But again, as a day trader, you are just going to trade them within that day. So therefore, whether they are going to be there for months is not really relevant to you at that moment. But when it comes to swing traders, because you are going to keep that stock in your portfolio for some period of time, you want that stocks to be a reliable one that is not on its way to bankruptcy. Not that you will know at the time you are buying necessarily. So therefore, since you are going to use time on your side, you will want it to make sure that stocks you can count on it somewhat. So therefore, large cap stocks, growth stocks, you could easily rely on them. It does not mean they do not bankrupt though, or it does not mean they like last year, 2 of my stocks went through some type of major, and they sold the share at a loss for us because the stocks was down, and when they sold it, it was pretty much negative for us. At least we recoup some part of the money, and we have those stocks, at least one of them since 2023, one maybe 2024, or both in 2023 or so. But yeah, those things can happen. And I won't say those stocks are large cap stocks. Maybe they were a medium or small cap stocks, and I purchased them using a different trading strategy, and I purchased them, I think, for dividend income purposes as well. So before I start swing trading in 2024 to present. So those things can happen, but because they were somewhat reliable, they didn't outright bankrupt, but they went through a type of merger and sell the stocks at the price it was selling around that time, and we made about 500 loss on at least one of them, if I recall right. So those things can happen even for stronger stocks. So therefore, yeah, trying to focus on stocks that are somewhat reliable for you to count on, that is going to be there in your portfolio and become positive, for you to be able to lock in some amount of growth in, and by the time you sell it, is a key here as well. But at the same time, as a swing trader, you have, mid cap stocks that you might like, or small cap stocks that you might like, or large cap stocks that you might like. And as a beginner swing trader, I prefer large cap stocks so that I can continue polishing my swing trading strategy using those stronger stocks as the model. And from there, I can use what I learn, experience with large cap stocks to analyze small cap stocks and medium cap stocks, to strip the one that I don't want out of them and keep the stocks that I think they are good enough for me to add to my swing trading watch list to swing trade when it comes to those lower cap market cap stocks. But until then, I'm working more with large cap stocks, and I have a good amount of them to swing trade from. When I'm doing, and so that is, when it comes to stocks using swing trading versus stocks used in day trading. But when I did a search earlier today, asking Google AI stocks that, day traders in average buy, stocks that day traders in average buy, they show me Nvidia and Tesla. Those stocks are not cheap. So I don't think day traders with small capital will be buying Nvidia to day trade, because if you have a large capital account, to get to that point, you wanted to conserve your capital. Yes, you could be trading those expensive stocks and buying share, and trading it during the day. I can easily see swing traders trading those stocks, but for day traders to trade them, well, I don't know how truthfully this result is. So if you day trade, do you think as a day trader you will trade those type of stocks? So if we come back, and then I just put other things in it, another information, how many shares, because I'm curious how many shares of Nvidia people will be buying when they are day trading. So it gave me more detail here again. So and before doing this search, I just think day traders will focus more on penny stocks, because again, being less expensive, they can buy more share, and those stocks will fluctuate more in one day. For them, buying a lot of shares times whatever that fluctuation is, they could be able to make a significant profit in one day. But again, unless they are volatile stocks around this will only fluctuate within cents. So unlike stocks that are expensive, that will fluctuate within dollars. So that's why those stocks, if day traders are buying those stocks, they will prefer stocks that is well volatile, that they can actually fluctuate within dollars, from $5 to $6 type of things, for instance, so that they can have more room when they buy a lot of share to add it to it. They can make their profit as well, depending on how much they bought it and how much they sold it within that day. When we come back to our things here, and we put Tesla, for instance, is selling at 367 and fluctuates. I'm looking at high and low here, and fluctuates between 364 and 379 within a day. So 364, 379. 364, 379. So that is $15. Okay, so $15. So if you have $5,000, $5,000 divided by 364, you'll buy, let's just say 13 shares. And if you are able to sell it at the highest price that day, though, let's just assume that 13 shares, then you make $195 on that trade. Spending, did we use 5,000? Spending, 5,000 to buy 13 shares, so you didn't spend the whole 5,000, maybe 4,000 something, and make $193 a day. Is it a good profit? If you are trading Tesla, that is 364. Is that what I use? So let's just do $15, right? So if we do $15 divided by 364 times, so it's 4% for that day. So $15 profit, and like within the low and the high, divided by the lowest price is 5% return that day on that, so on your capital. Is it good? So to be, you do have a good volatility here, and this stocks is somewhat stable. But again, spending $5,000 and making $193 a day, is it a good enough for you, or would you prefer to make about $1,000 a day? So those are things that I'm just thinking. For the time it might take a day trader analyzing stocks for hours, they might want it to make more than $193 a day on a trade. So that's why I think if you have $5,000 to buy stocks and you are buying stocks that cost $367 per share, well, you won't get to buy a lot of shares, but you need a lot of shares and you need that volatility to be able to make a consistent return. But as a swing trader, I could buy Tesla. I have this line here so that I can buy at that line. So let's assume last time it touched that line was around here at 146, and I have all-time highest price here, and then it pulled back, and then it's go and went back there. So even if we didn't buy it there, let's say it came back down here and we purchased it here at 212, and we sell it at all-time highest price for 498, for instance. So 498 minus 212 is 286 return there per share. Only one share from April 2025 to December 2025, 280, whatever that profit is, 286 for 7 months or a month, for a month or so. Personally, I think that's a good return as a swing trader. I'm just viewing it as a swing trader. I think that's a good return. So, and if we take that 286 divided by 202 times 100, is giving me, like, is it correct here? Like 134% return, because pretty much I double my money buying it at 212 and selling it at 498. I double my money there. So I made more than 100% return within a month there. But let's not forget that a day trader will trade every single day or so within that time frame, might make why not? More profit doing that. It comes with a lot of risk. But me just buying it and leaving it in my portfolio and selling it here, I'm using terms at my advantage here, and not so much the number of shares necessarily. And if I can afford to buy more shares, then that is a plus. Whatever that profit per share is, times that number of shares will increase the profits. But per share alone is a significant profit there, because I'm using time on my side to lock in this growth before it pull back down again, and then I can buy it again and repeat the process. So I just feel like swing traders, because they are going to use time on their side, needs to make sure the stocks can be there when they wanted to sell it. The stocks will grow for them to make a significant profit. Therefore, they will spend more times selecting the stocks they are going to swing trade, to make sure those stocks are reliable, have growth in them, and if they buy at a higher price, is going to surpass where they purchased it, they are still going to make profit in it. So therefore, swing trader might have more stocks to choose from small cap to large cap, and day trader will want it to focus on penny stocks, or stocks around $5 or less, or even to $10. I don't know, where they can buy a lot of shares. In addition to that, have big stocks that will fluctuate wildly, for them to use a lot of share and the volatility on their side to capitalize on, to make consistent profit. That is the way I'm viewing it. But again, I don't day trade, so please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong here, or add your input to what I said if I forgot some point to mention, to help people that are looking forward to day trade or looking forward to swing trade. So, and when it comes to swing trading, if you are you have a full-time job, you can swing trade, but it'll be a little bit more challenging to day trade if you have a full-time job, because you won't spend time watching the chart. And as a swing trade, get in and get out, you are not focusing on the fluctuation of the day necessarily to buy or sell at the best price of the day necessarily, and using time on your side, buying a low and selling it somewhere high, is not that relevant how much you are paying for it. If you are buying it at a good price, and it's not, and then you are selling it, the gap between where you purchased and where you sold, it won't be that relevant how much you actually pay for it that day, or how much you actually sold it that day, as long as you are locking in a good amount of profit. You can get in and get out of you can get in and place your order to buy and later to sell as well, without necessarily trying to analyze the chart on a minute level to see if you are charging the right price for to buy or to sell the stocks. So that after you purchase it, at least that is what I'm thinking. So as a swing trader with a full-time job, I just place my orders like that without focusing on buying it at the best price of the day. But if you have experience with day trading and you are swing trading, there are tips from day trading, precision trading, that you could use at your advantage to pay a good price when you are buying, and to charge a good price when you are selling. When you are doing your swing trade, you can pull from those trading strategy to improve whatever trading strategy you are using. You can pull from other trading strategy you you gain over the years to improve the strategy, your swing trading strategy, if you choose to swing trade, for instance. So those are my 2 cents on when it comes to stocks to swing trade and stocks to day trade. And a few days ago I published a video on the difference between day trading and swing trading, and I didn't put a lot of emphasis on the type of stocks, and that's why I wanted to record this video to talk about my opinion when it comes to the stocks that you can swing trade and stocks that day traders might want to day trade. But again, is my opinion here. As you can see, on the search online prove that day trader can actually day trade expensive stocks, because again, those expensive stocks can fluctuate within dollars, so they can make a significant amount of money there if they can buy a lot of shares there. So therefore, they will need a lot of capital in their account to be able to afford to buy a lot of share of those expensive stocks or high price stocks. But yeah, and Nvidia, I didn't do this one, 172, and it fluctuates yesterday between 171 and 178, so it's $7 difference there. So that's a good difference there as well, a share. But again, buying one share and making $7 for the day, well, if you buy 1,000 share, then that is $7,000 profit. If you buy 100 share, that is 700 profit. So that is where buying volume will help, because you are working with one day, the fluctuation of one day. When swing traders are working with fluctuation of days, or fluctuation within weeks, or fluctuation within months, so therefore they are using time on their side as well as if they can afford more volume, it will increase the profit. But more importantly, they are using time on their side. But at the same time, with the risk it comes with, they will want to choose stable company to buy. So it does not mean you cannot swing trade penny stocks. It just make it risky, unless you don't want to keep it for months in your portfolio. But again, does not mean penny stock will disappear within months either. But again, you just don't know what's going on within those companies to begin with. You are just analyzing charts. So thank you so much for watching. We thank you very much. And when it comes to LMT of the day, it's not a time for us to buy, because we want to buy at this valley line, and right now it's coming from the valley line. It's coming from the top of the mountain going down. We don't know if it's going to rest a little bit and continue going up again. We don't know, but we want to wait and buy here. So therefore, we are not going to buy just yet, again, based on the swing trading strategy we are using. Thank you so much for your time. We thank you very much for watching our videos. Thank you for all your comments, and we thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. If you day trade or you swing trade and there is a point that I forgot between the difference between swing trading and day trading, will you please share it with us in the comment section of this video. So thank you so much for your time. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creator of Liberman Consulting L.L.C. YouTube channel and ninasoup.com, our blog. On our channel and on our blog, we share different ways to save money and different ways to make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend on an employer to provide for your family. And swing trading is one way to make money. Just start small and grow your accounts from there. For more swing trading videos in this series, will you please check the playlist How to Start Swing Trading Step by Step Using Long Uptrend Line in the description of this video. And we do have other swing trading related playlists in the description of the video as well. Thank you so much for your time. Happy swing trading.